Looking for the cheapest and most reliable Madden 21 Ultimate Team coins on the market with fast delivery? Head on over to igvault.com and use coupon code SPORTS for 6% off your entire order. What's up, YouTube? It's Duke back here from sportsgamers.com. Today's Madden 21 tip video, I'm going to break down a very dominant defensive scheme you can use to lock up the run and the pass. Something a lot of pro players use. It's very, very easy to run, very, very effective. And I'm going to break down everything you need to know, from sending the blitz to mixing in coverages to really throw the offense off balance. I'll break down the abilities you might want to use with this defense. However, honestly, this defense is just really good with no abilities at all. But I will show you guys how to maximize this. Now, guys, if you enjoy my content, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn your notifications on, and also drop us a like. It really does help us out a lot, continue to be able to bring these free videos for you guys. Now, playbook I use on defense personally is the Giants defensive book. I think it's the best defensive book in the game. We actually put out a guide on sportsgamers.com for the Giants defense. It's our defensive game planning guide. I'll put a link. I'll pin it in the comments for you guys to check it out. This is the best guide out there for defense. If you want to get better at Madden 21, you got to check us out on sportsgamers.com. But you can find this defensive formation in a lot of different books. It's just a nickel 2-for-5 double A gap. And I posted some tips here and there on bringing heat from this formation. In this video, I kind of want to just go over how to run this as a scheme, stop the run, the pass, coverage, blitz, all of that. The main play you're going to want to be running is the mid blitz. Now, what most people are doing with this defense is they're actually using 4 one-step defensive backs, because recently the system got changed to where you can actually fit 4 of them in, and that's the only ability they're using. So when you combine that with man coverage, it is super hard to beat. You don't have to do that, though. If you just want to run. If you just play regs and you don't have the ability to do that, that's fine. I will say, though, that those one step ahead players really definitely make this a lot more challenging to deal with. Now, the other thing is most people will put safeties in at linebacker, so that is important to mention also. So again, the play is just the mid blitz, and you can find this in many different playbooks throughout the game. I just like the Giants personally the best myself. Now, I'm going to show this against a couple of formations. We'll look at trips. We'll look at bunch, a lot of the common stuff. So, first of all, a lot of people, this year want to send everybody out on a route. That's just the way the game goes, right? Well, the thing about this defense that makes it so annoying is that as the offense, you never know if I'm blitzing or not, because I can mix in coverage or blitz and it looks exactly the same, so you don't know what you need to do. So what people are going to do when running this defense, and the best way to run it, is you want to press coverage, which is coverage audible and then down on the left analog stick. All right, it's going to bring your defenders in the box. Now, if you're going to play man with no one over the top, you need to shade over the top so you don't get burnt. You don't want to give up free touchdowns off the press. You want to shade over the top, which is up on the right analog stick. Next thing you want to do is spread out your D-line. You spread them out by hitting left on the D-pad and up on the left analog stick. Final thing I do is I like to crash the D-line down by hitting, again, left on the D-pad and slant them to the inside, which I guess down on the right analog stick. Now, you can contain, if you wish. That is R1, R1, or RB, RB. And what I do is I always just bring my safety up. I always control the safety that's guarding the running back. I don't want to user the safety that's on the tight end or receiver, because that's just going to put myself in too much conflict. I want to have a simple assignment, which is just having to guard the running back. Because if he blocks, then I can just go guard whatever over the middle of the field. But, if he doesn't, then I can just quickly check him in the flat. Now, what we're going to do is put ourselves on a blitz angle, and I like to stand right about here. Now, this is just a quick blitz. You guys probably know this. I'm going to be going over the coverage that's really going to make this good in a second here. I just want to show that the thing that makes this blitz so dominant, or this defense so dominant, is just this quick heat. If you do this right here and they don't block anybody, they're dead. Even just blocking the running back, you can beat that. Really, what this defense forces people to do is either block the running back and make a lot of adjustments, or they have to start max protecting. Now, you're going to want to have your fastest edge rushers coming off the edge, because you see you get this dual heat from the edge guys, so make sure they're fast. So here's the thing that makes this defense really good, is once they see that, they're bound to either start at least blocking the running back. A lot of people are going to just max protect you, and that's when this blitz gets really, or this defense gets really annoying, because once I see you do that, I can still do the same thing where I spread out my D-line and shade over the top and press, but now I can drop back in all-out coverage. And if you have safeties in the game, what I'd actually recommend doing is I would probably go ahead and purple zone both of these guys, again, if they're safeties, and then I would put one of the D linemen, whoever probably your worst pass rusher is, in a hook zone, Another thing you could do is you could drop one of these safeties into a middle third if you're worried about getting beat over the top. And then you could just put the opposite, say you did like this guy in a deep third, and then this guy in a purple, curl flat. Then you could put the opposite DN edge rusher in a curl flat, and then you can just play the middle. Now this is good if they have a beater over the top. You don't want to have to guard like a deep post or something that could beat man-to-man coverage yourself. But now this is a really tough defense now to beat because, we're only rushing 3. And you guys know that, especially if you have good defensive line on this year's game, even rushing 3, as you guys can see there, against max protect and the extra blockers, still gets in pretty fast. And there's nowhere to go for the offense at this point. There's just no openings because, again, we have the deep middle of the field guarded by our safety. That's actually a linebacker. Everyone's manned up. And then we have purple zones. And then I can just roam the middle of the field myself. Now, if you're going to play this style of defense, I definitely do recommend putting your curl flats on either 20 or 25 because one of the more common routes, or some of the more common routes out there, you do this in your coaching adjustments to beat this type of coverage is like a deep crosser, corner, maybe post. The type of stuff you'll see a lot from bunch and trips tight end, right? So if you put your curl flats on 20 to 25, you'll take that away. So let's actually look at the trips now, because trips, to me, is one of the best formations in this year's game. It's very hard to deal with, and, a very common thing you'll see is that deep crosser. Maybe some posts, like a lot of people will run with posts and, slants and just, simple stuff like that. Now, if you're going up against something like this, you definitely need to have those purple zones dropping back far so you don't have to worry about that yourself. So my adjustments here, I would just go ahead and drop this guy in the purple, put this guy in the middle third, and then also this guy could go in the purple, but if they're not running a lot of routes to the sideline, you could just drop him in a vert hook. It kind of all depends on the type of routes they're running. Now, another thing is if they're just passing the ball every play, I do recommend pass committing. To do that, you're going to hit R1 or RB. It depends upon the system. R1, obviously, PlayStation, RB on Xbox, and up on the right analog stick. That will just make your defenders dropping in zone drop back quicker. And that's going to be a big difference. You'll notice, especially if they do play-action passes, and you're going to notice that this type of coverage, it's going to completely box up everything. Like you guys see there, as my user, I didn't even do anything. I just got stuck on the lineman because I was trying to play offense and defense. But in the game, I'm obviously going to be using anything that's potentially coming open. But as you guys can see, there is nothing coming open because, this crossing route, the main one that's getting open, he's running right into that purple zone. There's the safety over the top. Everyone's manned up. There's a hook zone right here. I guess I could have double teamed the slant, but there's really nothing. And as you guys can see, again, we're getting sacked before really there's much to do. So you're going to see that this does a great job against a lot of the meta stuff people run on offense. Another thing a lot of people do out of trips is a play like the X spot play. Y'all should know it pretty well. They'll do like a double post or maybe a crosser, some slants underneath. Very, very good play to beat man coverage in general. But again, we can set this up to where we easily, again, with the dual curl flat on 25 zone drop with the safety in the middle of the field, now we're free to run the middle. We can easily stop this. So what a lot of people will do is something like this, to where they put the tight end on a post or a crosser. They have like a slant, a streak, and then they motion the slot that's also on a post over. So now it's almost 2 posts, the slant, and a streak and a flat. Very, very good route combo. But as you guys are going to notice, again, even with the running back going on a route, we can go check him. No one's coming open, then I can kind of peel back on that slant. And again, they're getting sacked so fast, there's really nothing going on. And the whole problem with even sending the running back out on a route is, guys, remember, we're not always just going to be dropping everybody back in coverage like we are here. We could very easily just turn this into, right back into the blitz by just crashing the D-line down and blitzing all of our linebackers, putting ourselves on an angle, blitz angle containing. Now, once again, if they just want to say, hey, we're just going to send the running back out on a route, you're getting dual edge pressure and you're going to get sacked in just an instant, And, even if you do blitz, now the thing is, if you do blitz and they do block the running back, what you're going to need to do is you're going to take your user and you guys have him on a blitz angle, you're just going to basically engage with the O-lineman for a split second and then you're going to drop back into coverage. So this defense really does a great job against everything. You might be wondering, because I said it will be good against the run too, how it is against the run. So let's just say they run an inside zone. Now, I do want to mention, this is a great overall defense for the run when they're in shotgun, and they're not just running every play. this is good for the occasional run, like someone who's in shotgun passing, mixing in inside zones, maybe some draws or powers or whatever. But if someone just wants to come out in like a heavy set, like a 3 tight end under center or an I form, I want to run this defense, right? I would probably just get in a better run D. But for someone who's just occasionally running the ball, like here, this is a fine defense because you easily, we're on a safety. Remember, we're always on the safety on the running back, which generally is the one on the left of the screen. We're up in the gap just waiting, and when they snap the ball, we can easily just come in off our user, pretty much blow up all the runs ourselves, even if we don't necessarily make the tackle. Just, in general, this defense does fine against shotgun runs. Just because, man-to-man defense is good against the run this year, generally speaking. Having everybody in the box also makes it hard to find any openings, and then the fact of if our user up there, normally we're just going to be able to come in the gap ourselves. So it's really, two things. A, just the man-to-man defense and the alignment of this formation are solid enough against shotgun runs. And two, the fact that we can come up with our user to sit in that gap, then that just allows us to shoot the runs a lot easier. Final thing I want to show you guys is, like, a lot of people always ask me, like, Duke, like, you show a lot of bunch and trips, like, can you show some other, like, just regular spread formations? And, like, sure. This defense is great against spread too. Blitzing or coverage, it doesn't really make a difference. I'll just show you guys as against spread right here. A lot of times people run spread. They'll run a lot of 4 verticals. Y'all should know what people do. They'll run 4 verticals. They'll run slants. Sometimes people try to hit you with like some hitches or posts over the top. But really, spread this year is not that great. It's not that hard to lock up. You can do the exact same adjustments I've been doing in the coverage, just like this with the purples and the one safety in the middle third to take away any like deep routes. And then I'll just kind of sit in the middle of the field myself, more shallow, in case maybe they have like a slant coming over the middle. But you guys can see just against something like this that's very basic, there's nothing that they can do. Even if they want to throw some quick slants in there or something, still, we're going to be able to take that away. We'll just do some slants here just so you see. It's actually 3 slants on this play, more than I would normally, honestly, run up against. But, still doesn't really make a difference. We're still going to be able to take that away. If our user over the middle, kind of just bait them between the slants, go back and forth on them. And again, as I told you guys, as long as you have a decent D-line, you're going to get pressure even when you rush 3. Let's be honest, guys. People rush 2 on this year's game and still get pressure. So 3 is definitely more than enough. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this defense. It's extremely effective for me, something I've been running. If you guys enjoy this content, make sure you check out our defensive game planning guide on sportsgamers.com. Gives you so many breakdowns from the Giants defensive book, so many different formations. Not only that, blitzes, coverages, and run-Ds, but we show you how to stop all the best offenses in the game. Literally, my hand-picked adjustments on what I do and how I stop certain routes and schemes. So, till next time, it's Duke, and I'm out of here.